We're live. Let me make sure everything is posting. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of the Jimnasium. I am your host, your beautiful, lovely, hairy from the waist up host, XFL Jim. And as usual, I am joined by my lovely partner here, Chase Lupine Fiasco Sesums. How you doing, my man?
I tell you, like, just during the week, about like Wednesday, Thursday, I just get friggin' pumped, just ready to hang out in the garage and do our thing.
It's what this really is. It's kind of like it's a bittersweet thing because the weekend's over and I'm just like, oh, I gotta go to fucking work in the morning. But it's a nice way to cap off the weekend, having an awesome podcast, just the energy we have. It's a great way to cap off just any weekend. If it's a shit weekend, it's a great way to get things back on track. If it's a fantastic weekend, it's like the cherry on top of those ice cream sundaes.
Yeah, man. So people should be tuning in because we will put off those Sunday scaries. You know, the Sunday scaries.
It's what we're about.
Yeah, we don't want you feeling all fluttery chested, thinking about going to the office. We want you to listen to us talk about our balls and ball sports.
Exactly. We're going to be talking about sports, and sports have balls, and humans have balls. Specifically, the men in this audience, you have balls. And if you're anything like me, your balls kind of get hairy sometimes. And it's not great. I've had it caught in a zipper one too many times. And I have finally, thanks to the grace of Manscaped, promo code XFL for 20% off and free shipping. They have graced me with the ability to have my balls and my gooch and everything down there smoother than a turtle's belly. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I feel clean. I feel pristine. I feel lean. I feel fucking mean. And I'm ready to go kick some ass. Thank you to Manscaped. Promo code XFL for 20% off and free shipping for supplying me with the Lawnmower 4.0, which is this beautiful product. It looks like it's from fucking Star Trek. It looks beautiful. It's amazing. I can't really go into too much detail because I'm just going to wax poetic on this thing. And it does the job. I've tried razors in the past. I've nicked myself more times than I can fucking count. And I was going to town on this thing on my beanbag and it felt like a massage. It was wonderful. Beautiful. It was a life-changing experience, I would say. All thanks to Manscaped and the Lawnmower 4.0. Promo code XFL for 20% off and free shipping. I can't forget to mention that.
That's right. Promo code XFL. X gonna give it to you.
And you better go get you some after this podcast. Make sure you go to Manscaped and use the promo code XFL because that's how they know that we sent you here at the Jimnasium.
You know, I've noticed something since we've been partnering with Manscaped is that the you know what you call the gooch, that seems to very much be like a regional term. I mean, you have the taint, the gooch. I wonder how you feel about the term "devil's driveway."
I have heard that and I like it.
I'm a fan too.
It's such a variety. There's such a variety that you can call it. It's a fun little term. But anyway, we're here to talk sports, and there are sports going on. At this moment, there is actual playoff NBA basketball happening right now. It seems like this series of the Hawks and the Bucks is just going to go back and forth game to game. I thought the Bucks were really going to be like last game. I was just like, the Bucks are just laying the meat out. They're going to fucking own this series now. But you can never count out Trae Young. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, you can never count out Trae Young. It was jarring to see how just like savagely the Hawks were beaten in the last game. Like I stopped to watch the end of the Habs and Golden Knights series, and I was like, oh well, this game is still competitive. I'll click over to the hockey game. By the time overtime, is over, I'll probably still have like a really competitive basketball game to watch. And then I turned it back, and then like Giannis's little brother was playing, like that guy, the guy from Virginia whose hair just kind of looks like a dirty tennis ball was playing, and I was like, oh man, This
You get
escalated
those
quickly.
you get those 40-point games, and it's you see a lot of weird shit. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's I really don't. I think that's got to be the last like just absolutely out of nowhere sort of result that we get in that series. I think it's going to be. I'm on the money line on the Hawks tonight with Trae Young. I think he's going to bounce back, play huge. I think it's going to be high scoring. I took the over at I think 224 for this one.
I'm with you on the over, and I just think it's hard for me to not like. I almost picked the Hawks last game. It's hard for me to not want to bet the underdog to at least cover in every one of these games. I feel like it's just because I'm rooting for game sevens too.
Well, that and I mean, if you look at the path that the Hawks actually took to get to the conference finals, like they 100% like they're following the same pattern. They're on the road, they split the home series, they usually take the first game, and then they come back to Atlanta. They're able to pick up a game, game or two there, and then they just they just trade it off, and they get that one crucial, those one or two crucial wins on the road, and then next thing you know, it's like fuck, the Hawks won again.
It's nuts, and I'm very happy that they keep winning because Trae Young is a fucking treasure to watch. When he's on, he's so entertaining.
So I have something to confess, Jim. I haven't told many people this in my life. Until I was like an embarrassingly old age, like I didn't see the hawk in the Hawks logo. I saw it as like a Pac-Man that was desperately in need of orthodontia, and the eye was like a pellet that it was eating. Once you see it like that, you're never going to be able to unsee it. But I was at least 32 years old whenever I figured out, oh, that's actually a hawk.
You know what? I can 100% see it. I can 1,000% see it. It's like Pac-Man that's got a little like dangle right there.
Yeah, maybe it was in like a car wreck or something.
I can definitely see it. If it's not surrounded by the Atlanta Hawk basketball club, like circular around it, then it's very easy to see it that way.
It's like those things they used to show you in grade school. It's like, do you see a beautiful young lady or an old woman? I see the old woman.
Yeah.
Eating pellets.
It's fucking great. And fucking, I'm a believer he's never unseeing that. He's gonna see it forever. It's one of those things that you just, it's like those, it's not a Rorschach test or whatever, but there's those like weird visual glitch things that you can see where it'll just be like someone will say that it's something and that's what you'll see. And then someone will say it's something else and you could never take your eyes off it. And now you see that other thing. Yeah.
I'm glad I could ruin the Atlanta Hawks logo for everyone. This is what literally my entire life has been like.
I think to me, you made it better. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the podcast, but I'm a big Miss Pac-Man fan.
Oh yeah.
I used to play that shit all the time at a restaurant I worked at.
Yeah.
So good.
The Atlanta Hawk looks like, like Pac-Man's like cousin that's like kind of a bad boy and is in a motorcycle accident, but like Miss Pac-Man still kind of, wants that orb in her orb parts.
Dude, Pac-Man lays the pipe. I'm just going to say it. It's just, we speak truth here at the Jimnasium.
That's right.
But it's these series, the Hawks-Bucks series, and even the Clippers Sun series, they've both been pretty entertaining for the most part. I would say.
I think so. I think the Clips are done. Like I'm ready to say.
I'm with you there. I'm ready to
say the Clippers are done, but I think it's still they're still gonna fight tooth and nail, like all the way to the finish. Like I can't see the Suns running out there tomorrow and just housing them by like 50.
No, I think they're all going to be close games, but I'm with you on the fact that the Clippers aren't winning another one. I don't. They might keep it close. They might win a close one, but they're not winning the series.
No, they have run out of star power. Playoff P needs to be practicing free throws P, because that's like two losses that you can almost just chalk up to free throws pretty much.
Yep. It's not pretty, and it sucks for me because I had that bet on the Bucks over the Clippers, and it's not looking likely The Bucks. I still think the Bucks win the series versus the Hawks, but I don't think the Clippers will make it. It'll be a Suns Bucks playoff, like NBA championship, and I think that's exciting. I like two teams that I haven't seen in the championship game in however fucking long, if ever. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I'm trying to see if there are any series futures open for the NBA.
They might wait. They might wait to do that till like after the game closes. Sometimes they do it while like the games are live.
That's what it is. They took it down, like, because I was looking at it. Literally, the game tipped off and it just disappeared. So I thought maybe they took it off, but they were still offering good money for you're still getting 2-1, 3-1, 4-1 for a Bucks Suns series. Even if you think the Hawks are going to pull it out, the Hawks Suns series would pay really well.
The Hawks very well could do it, and just the fact that you could get good money, like very good money on a Hawks Suns line is, I think, worth it.
Yeah, I could see. It would easily make sense to just Dutch out a couple bets with one with the Bucks and then one with the Hawks and just double down on the one with the Bucks. So if that happens and you're still getting a pretty good return, don't have to put a whole lot into the Hawks one.
Hey, diversify. That's what that makes it feel more like investing when I say things like that.
Yeah, synergy. That's another buzzword.
That's what we're about here on the Jimnasium, synergizing your diversity in your picks.
Yeah, always.
So do you think the Hawks are going to do it, or do you think I'm thinking Bucks here. I'm rolling with the Bucks still in the series.
I think if the Hawks pull it off tonight, then I think it's anybody's series. Like, they have to win tonight. And I think they're going to win tonight. And if they do win, I'll give them about a 40% chance.
I respect it.
I'll say 60-40.
I like it. Okay. I mean, I definitely think the Suns are going to win. So maybe after tonight, if the Hawks win, I might have delayed one of those future potential matchups.
There you go.
I'll have to dip my toes in. Moving on to hockey, the Stanley Cup playoffs have also been electric.
I've been
electric.
So excited to talk about hockey. Oh my God. So excited. Like, oh man.
Fucking, what about your guy? What about your man? The guy you've claimed literally since you've been on the Jimnasium. He's been your boy. Carey Price. The fighting Carey Price is willing this team, playing an incredible playoffs all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals.
He's like human Flex Seal. Like, he just bends and molds and just completely covers the opening in front of the goal. Like, he has been absolutely incredible. Like, I'm not going to say he single-handedly pulled them in, because they've had some dynamic offensive play from like people like Cole Caulfield and like people that are alert, taking those bounces and just turn them into fast breaks. And man, like I'm all about the Carey Prices now. All about the Carey Prices to take home the cup. He is
like, I don't remember Stanley Cup. They do like MVP, right? Do they do like a playoff MVP?
Yeah, and I'm sure they call it something weird. I think
they probably call it something Canadian or hockey related, but he deserves it. Carey Price deserves it. Named after
a Duke or a Sir or something, like
fucking Canada. Fucking Canada. I've been so happy that like every series, every game has, except for that one Lightning game where they won 8-0. Every game has been like down to the wire, fucking electric.
Yeah, man. You had a couple overtimes with like the Lightning series, and yeah, it's kind of like the Bucks blowing out the Hawks in game 2 with the whole 8-0. Like, it's just put that out of your mind. It's not indicative of how everything else is going to go.
It's the weird outlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. It's a. I'm going to go ahead and say, like, I had no idea it had been so long since the Canadian team had actually won the Stanley Cup, and I feel like the Carey Prices are the Canadian team to bring it back for all the provinces to share.
The only thing I would hate about that is it's a damn shame that like this. It's been so long since a Canadian team did it, and they can't have fans like at the stadiums.
Right. Oh, they'll figure something out.
They
They'll figure
better
something
because
out.
like if they're playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, they go to Montreal. It's like you're gonna get people are gonna be going insane. Those crowds would be electric.
They're all descended from resourceful, dirty fur trappers. I'm sure they can find their way into the Bell Center.
I bet they can. Also, top tier Canada slander there. I respect it. We're all about that here in the Jimnasium. What were your thoughts on the Islanders Lightning, or as you like to? I feel like you have a new nickname for them that you're going to start calling them.
Yeah, man, Lightning is a mouthful. Everyone else, it's like, oh, it's the Canes, it's the Preds, it's the
Habs.
It's the Habs. Lightning. You are now the Ning. Is the Habs in the Ning? The Carey Price is in the Ning.
Yep. So from here on out, we are going to call you the Ning in Tampa Bay, and I think they could repeat. They look really fucking good.
It's I think that the Carey Prices have the speed to keep up a little bit more. I think the Islanders had a good strategy of maybe trying to like out physical them, and I don't think that you're going to out physical. I mean, you have to be able to catch them to out physical them, so you have to be a little bit faster. So you can't just be playing like guerrilla hockey the entire time. So I think they're a good blend of that. Plus, I mean, everything you shoot Carey Price's way, he's just
that's true.
Gobbling up like the Atlanta Hawks logo.
I'm so fucking hyped for this series. I can't overstate how fucking awesome this series is going to be. But watch, every prediction I've had with these Stanley Cup playoffs has been absolutely wrong. I thought Colorado would win over Vegas. I thought whoever won that would easily defeat the Canadiens. Fucking wrong there. I thought Tampa would cruise over the Islanders. Wrong there. So I don't know what to think of anything. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy myself.
Yeah, man. Just take it in. Just soak it in. Enjoy the hockey.
The hockey and I can't remember the last time I've had this much fun with like an NBA and NHL playoff series. Like just in general. Yeah,
me either. Like I'm definitely going to be like focused in on the hockey because it just for viewing it lends itself better to like watch the hockey, as the main dish, and then like cut over to TNT for the French fries.
Pay attention to the NBA for like the last like 7 minutes.
Yeah, the last 7 minutes, which take an hour and a half.
Yeah, but that's when everything happens. Like basketball games don't matter until like halfway through the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah. So my wife would say the same thing whenever I try to watch a basketball game, and it used to make me so mad, like because I was like, no, it totally matters, and then like finally I was just like, you're right, it doesn't. None of this matters until like the last 2 minutes.
Yep. That's why the last 2 minutes take forever.
Yeah, man.
So I'm just so happy with like playoffs, and I even caught myself watching some baseball.
I've watched a couple of games. It seems like ESPN is dead set on giving me the Padres. So I've watched a couple
for your location. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's the national broadcast, so they're all about the new face of the league, Tatis, and then it seems like if your only basically source for baseball is ESPN and its affiliates, then you are only going to get the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Padres, the Yankees, the Red Sox. Like that's all you get.
Yeah, that really is. I forget who I was watching. I think I was watching a little bit of the Cubs Dodgers game a couple days ago, and it was fine. It's baseball. What can I say? I actually would rather be watching the Euro Cup, if I'm being honest.
Dude, I had taken a break from watching soccer for a good bit. Like I got frustrated with it, but for something about this Euro tournament, it might be because I'm betting on this Euro tournament that I'm just like all about it, just super invested in it.
That does it for me. I'll tell you that. That's what gets me going is when I bet on it, I fucking watch the hell out of it. I do have like when it's these national teams, I'm a big Netherlands guy. So
Yeah.
I always cheer and root for them. Sucks that they had to fucking lose today, but
You always got speed skating season.
Right? I got speed skating and I have cheese making. So the Dutch can pull through in other ways for me.
If we're talking about clippity clopping down some cobble streets and some wooden shoes, then they got you covered, sir.
Have you ever worn those shits? They are the most uncomfortable thing on the planet. I don't understand why the Dutch do it. I just know that they do.
They're strange people. They're strange people.
They're strange people with a Klingon sounding language. That's right. I fucking said it.
What is the thing in letterkenny? It's like you're playing basketball in gym class, and one team always has all the Dutchmen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, that's all for sports going on right now, and I think there. What do we have going on rest of this time?
Oh, I think I need to take a break here because I need to talk to someone out there listening in the crowd tonight. I want to talk to you, Mr. Busy Businessman. He's got to walk in the office tomorrow. No, you're just going to get bent over a barrel in that meeting. We've all been there. You just don't have any leverage. The opponent has you by the short curlies. But remember, no one can get you by the short curlies if you ain't got no short curlies. So visit manscaped.com and check out the new Lawnmower 4.0. While you're there, use promo code XFL and get 20% off and free shipping because X-Done gave it to you. So use Manscaped. Take the power back. We can't make your boss less of a dick. We can't make your coworker stop being an asshole. But we can't make them a bald dick and asshole. And scene.
And that's really all you can ask for. Like if I could just like get yelled at work and I just picture my boss as a bald like ball sack. It's like, oh, I can take anything. This is fine. This is great.
And once you finally get the guts to dip your sack into his coffee like you've been wanting to do for years, you know that you're not going to leave like some CSI pube evidence for them to find, you know, if you're Manscaped.
What you do is you do what they call a not a grill. You do a little tea bag with some blue dye. You just dip your balls in his mouth with some blue dye on your balls, and then you're all fucking set.
Here we go.
That's what you do. So let's go on to the horse corner, the fiasco area. You don't know what to call it yet, but this is where we talk about everything going on in Chase's world. The horses. He's more into the Euro Cup than I am. We're all into this shit, but we're in it as a collective in the gymnasium. This is what we're fucking about, people.
This is where I do my musings, Jim, and I'm so excited that I get to have this time. I'm gonna switch into like NPR mode here and be like, so let's talk horses for a little bit. And we had some big races at Churchill Downs right after this jazz review. Yes, we had the end of the Churchill Downs summer meet, and if you're not into horse racing. A lot of people think that it's like the Triple Crown and then it's just done. Like you just don't have any, you know, then why watch horse racing for the rest of the year?
The off season begins like as soon as the Triple Crown's done.
Yeah. And that is 100% not the case. The majority of the best racing in horse racing happens from once that's done all the way through the first weekend of November when you have the Breeders' Cup. And all these big stakes weekends in between are these like, you know, they started doing win and you're in sort of races. And so you have all these horses shipping to all these different tracks across the country. They're trying to win their way into the Breeders' Cup where you win big ass money if you win those races.
Yes, dude, this is why I've been getting into horse racing and falling more and more in love with it. You think they just like their Super Bowl's done. The championship is done. Most sports like take time off. It's the off season, relax, whatever. You move on to a different sport. Horse racing never stops.
We'll be back in 30 minutes, quite literally.
All the time. It's something that's just constant, and it's a beautiful thing. If you're a degenerate, fucking get into horses.
A lot of people don't realize, like, once you're done listening to Mike Tirico talk to you on NBC about the Kentucky Derby, well, you still got like 3 more races. Like, we're not done. We still got more. But yeah, it's this weekend was the Stephen F. Foster Stakes Day at Churchill Downs, which is really kind of the kickoff of the first big winning you're into the Breeders' Cup races. On the filly and mares side, the ladies' side, you have Latruska win the Fleur de Lis Stakes and win her way into the Breeders' Cup Distaff. I got a hot take here with Latruska, and that is, no matter if you be a man or a lady horse, Latruska might be the very best horse in training right now. She might not be the best living horse, but she's the best horse that's running and training, racing a lot right now. And she kind of flew in under the radar. I remember a couple of years ago, she showed up at Oaklawn Park, and she had her first like 6 career races in Mexico. And basically it was just track buzz. Like, everyone's like, this horse is an absolute monster. She made her North American debut, and she has never looked back. If you watch her race, no one can run with this friggin' horse. She will run a hole in the wind. She is quick. If there's a way that you can bet the BC Distaff future, go ahead and bet Latruska, because there's no way that you're going to get anything more than 4 to 5 the first weekend in November.
I was going to say, it sounds like one of those things that you should bet better early, because the odds are only going to get worse and worse in your favor. Like, the closer stuff gets.
When it comes to Kentucky Derby futures, those are such a crapshoot that it really doesn't make sense, because that's like trying to pick, like, when they're racing in their 2-year-old season, that's like me going to the local middle school and saying that guy's going to be a D1 talent. And it's not, it's so hard to pick out. But when it hits like the Breeders' Cup, like, you got a much better idea. And, it's just a great way to make sure that you get a fair price, because once the pari-mutuel pools open and people start throwing money at it, it's going to be gone. And speaking of people throwing way too much money at things, Maxfield won the Stephen F. Foster Stakes. Maxfield is the Breeders' Cup Classic horse. Everyone is on his gigantic horse penis and think he is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I got yet another hot take, Jim, and that is that this horse is not really that good. But the problem is, no one he's facing is really that good either. The problem comes back to the United States racing industry and breeding industry. If you talk to other countries, the American Thoroughbred is just not really a sound breed. And it has to do with the fact that we take a lot of our horses, like, before they're actually like fully mature and like ready to run. Like, they win a big race when they're 3, and they are retired, and they're banging it out for their lifetime, making little copies of themselves. And you start to see that, like, what we're doing is just perpetuating issues in the gene pools of like these horses not being sound, instead of like letting them race for a few more years, figuring this stuff out. Like, Maxfield is entirely like, he's just the right place, the right time. He's probably going to win the Breeders' Cup Classic, because just who else is there? I don't trust him enough that I would bet him in a future, because like maybe someone develops by then. But yeah, he's just
this is a timing thing right now. He's at the right spot, right time, against the right competition. He's looking good, but he's a fucking fraud.
He's good.
I mean, like, he's good, but he's not.
He just happens to be decent enough at the right time in history. That's basically it. It's like how, like Jim Thorpe, Jim Thorpe was just the right man in time to be just like the greatest athlete in America. Let's see Jim Thorpe strap it up and, play with the Buccaneers this fall. Let's see how long Jim Thorpe lasts, when he's dealing with the 2% body fat, guided missile. It's just, Maxfield's just Jim Thorpe in it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with Jim Thorpe in it. Jim Thorpe is a great man, great historical figure, great athlete. Mm-hmm. But like, it's hard to always like opine and be like, well, this like one of the greatest horses or one of the greatest athletes that we've seen in however long, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's like listening to older than boomers make arguments for certain baseball players. Like, okay, all white baseball, sure thing.
I was gonna say, like, you didn't play against anybody, like you.
Yeah, you didn't even know what a Dominican was at that point. There's no way that this guy's as good as you thought he was.
It wasn't even a republic yet.
Yep. So let's go ahead and jump before this gets any more playfully racist and talk about playing the Euro 2020. It's the Euro 2020 tournament. They keep calling it, but it's happening in 2021. I wish they would have just said.
I just think they didn't want to print more T-shirts.
That's what I thought. Like, you don't want to give all those T-shirts to Haiti, like, or to a third country, third world country, like where they always send like all the misprints off to.
I don't understand. I mean, I can tell you this. We touched on it earlier. I've been having a blast watching these games. It's been fucking super fun. I'm a big, as everyone now knows, I'm a big Netherlands guy. Disappointment today, but they're a fun team to watch. And I feel like I've also gotten behind Belgium. It helps that they're a favorite in the whole thing, but also I love Belgian waffles. That's all the thought I put into that.
They made, the 70s, 80s, they made just some of the most high class of European erotica that you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's highly sought on the erotica market. I'm actually, I bet the future today on Belgium. Like, I'm all about Belgium. I think they play a very disciplined style that actually reminds me of how the Dutch used to play back a few years ago. They don't quite have the same kind of discipline and shape is where they kind of focus in on. And I was actually shocked when I went to bet the future that they were like 4th or 5th on the list. I was able to get them at plus 900. I want to say like England is even more favored, and I just don't see that happening. Like they seem like the complete package. I think it's either going to be them or Italy.
Yeah, those would probably be my two picks as well. It would be either Belgium. I want to say the Netherlands, but I just can't do it. I would say probably Belgium or Italy would probably be the two favorites. I have heard very many people like wax poetic about England, but I feel like that's more just the local crowd of England just being so wanting of a title and just needing something.
Yeah, I feel like every time you hit these sort of international tournaments that England, very rarely do they actually live up to the billing of what England is. I want to say like David Beckham in France 98 when he got red carded against Argentina. That was probably the last like significantly good England team you had. You had some that were maybe just a little bit below that with Vanilla Shrek. What's his name? Wayne Rooney.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to call him Andy Rooney there for a minute. I remember that was the 60 Minutes guy. And I think they'll eventually live up to it because that's just kind of how sports work. But Jim, I've been having this thought while I was watching, and it's tripping me the fuck out. And I was going to see what you thought on it. If that's what the rest of the world calls football, have we been playing hand egg all these years?
I've heard this explained to me before, and the reason we call it soccer is because it's fucking England's fault. They called it soccer back in the day, and then when everyone else was just like, "Hey, England, that's dumb. We call it football." There's like, "Oh, well, I guess we call it football. Stupid Americans, fucking whatever." And we're just and we just gave up 2 middle fingers. We're like, "Fuck you guys. We'll call it whatever we want. It's soccer."
I think Australia did the same thing because don't they call their team like the Socceroos or something like that?
I believe they do, but they also have Aussie rules football there, so they have their own football too.
That's fair. And their ball is white, which is even more hand eggy than ours. Did you see the uproar at the Tour de France?
I did. I very much did, and this made my day. I loved it because I want to be one of those people that just has a sign and just like gets in the way of everybody. Just something I love about that.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, a woman wearing a raincoat and a shade of yellow that is either best described as easily doxable or stands out like a boner in sweatpants. Managed to like turn her side into the road and take down roughly 60 to 70 European cyclists. Like they just all fell on top of each other and were tangled together. And it leads me to the question of, if you were going to have an assholish fan interference moment, do you have to wear some sort of bright color with yellow as a base? Because didn't Steve Bartman also have like the green turtleneck?
So I feel like if you're going to be an asshole fan, you need something to like stand out. You need something to catch the eye of the camera that makes people want to see you and be like, "Hey, look at me," because they're all like just wanting attention. Yeah. Either you wear something that stands out, or you wear nothing. You just go straight nude.
Because that's the ultimate standout. Yeah.
Those are your two options to me.
So when she knocked the crowd down, like, I don't think she saw it happen. And which is funny because I remember Bartman was like so kind of unaware of what had the implications of what had gone on, that I really wish that that Moises Alou would just materialize and just start screaming at this lady. And then it made me think that every sort of event needs a designated Moises Alou that will just fucking yell you down whenever you get into trouble.
Oh yeah, they need that, or they need like a retired college football linebacker from like D2 or D3 levels to just lay someone out.
Sort of like a Terry Tate office linebacker.
Exactly, like as security, but they're in full pads all the time. But it's like their pads are designated as the security for whatever event they're at. So say if you're at the Tour de France, your pads and everything, your jersey is like Tour de France and whatnot. You're just standing there. And if someone's being an asshole, you just lay them out.
They put you on just like a bitchin' like dirt bike. You just
Oh, it's like Baywatch then. Fucking sick. It's just Baywatch with football.
It's like what was the one that Mario Lopez was on? Pacific Blue. It was like the cops on mountain bikes.
Oh yeah, jeez. Or like
you're under arrest. Now sit on my handlebars.
Get in this basket.
All right, that's it. That's all my musings I had.
Those were beautiful musings. And from your musings, we will go into mine, the XFL and just general other sports that the Garage is following. We got some XFL news this week. The bankruptcy stuff has come out. What do we know? What are we speculating? We kind of know what the players are expected to get. And it's not a great thing. It's a little bit of a down information. It's looking like the players will get 40 cents on the dollar for the bankruptcy. They were expecting, I'm not sure exactly how many thousands of dollars, but they're getting roughly half. It's rough. It's bankruptcy. It's financed during COVID. What can you really do? You hate to see it for the players. The good thing is I think like a decent amount of the players have found like playing positions or jobs somewhere else. I've seen plenty that are that are like starting their own businesses. I've seen plenty that are up in the CFL. So my best wishes to everyone that played in the XFL, because God knows you guys deserve it.
And I don't want to make light of the situation, but you also did just give them a path to employment just no more than 20 seconds ago, offering them up as.
It's true. That's true. I do. I help in many ways. The Garage helps in many ways, folks. We're still wondering on like what XFL news is going to be coming out. Danny Garcia has us all on the tip of her finger. Every time she posts something on Instagram, we just like the whole XFL community collectively like gets on edge like a fucking cat ready to pounce. There are articles on XFL sites about her like Instagram stories.
You're people just looking for I guess Insta Easter eggs.
It's like digging through like film scenes of a Stanley Kubrick film to like find every hidden gem you can, except it's with Instagram stories.
I want to say for a couple of coaching openings, there was always the rumor that John Gruden might come and coach Arkansas, and so there was always like the like blog posts about like, did you see he was wearing a red tie tonight and stuff like that. I have a feeling it's probably pretty similar.
You should. I mean, if you listener were around during the Tennessee coaching search days, then the John Gruden Tennessee days, then every day it was just a cluster. That's something they should make a documentary on that. They should make a 30 for 30 on the Tennessee coaching hire after Butch Jones was fired.
Oh yeah, I would say just like all the fan bases who literally thought they were getting Gruden at some point in the last like 10 years. Like it just seemed like he always popped up. I have a feeling he was 100% never interested in any of them. Like he's always been an NFL guy. He's always going to be an NFL
guy. He's never going to college. It's not happening.
He wants to deal with grown men who know how to handle themselves like a business and act violently. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's that's it. That's his like bread and butter. But we're still waiting on real XFL news. And you guys know as soon as it's out, I'm blasting it everywhere. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a work day. I am leaving and I am blasting XFL news, breaking news everywhere I can. It's gonna fucking happen. Speaking of football and a league that starts with X, that's what we call a segue in the biz. The X League is starting this fall. It's getting a fall season, a real fall season this September. I don't have exact dates because, as I've said before, finding information on this league is difficult, and it's even more difficult finding it in English.
I've noticed that with your tweets. I'm just like, I have no idea what you're trying to tell me right now, dude.
But the league is starting in September. There's been a couple teams that have tweeted out they're playing their opening game on like September 15th, September 17th, stuff like that. So I will tell you this, folks, during the dead season, after the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs and everything, in between that and talking about like NFL, college football, which we're going to be even previewing more once those things are done. We will talk on the X League, and I will have Chase pick a team. I have my team. Everyone knows I'm a big Obik Seagulls guy. I'm an OG Obik Seagulls fan from day one.
I feel like the Japanese do mascots so well that I'm gonna need to see the mascot before I pick the team. Like I like to go by names. I really like names. Like I love a good name, but I feel
something about a mascot.
Yeah, like a good, just like Hello Kitty style kind of mascot. Like I'm all about it.
That's something I wish we would do here in the States so much. Is they have a mascot for like everything. Every business, city, every town, everything has a mascot. Can you just like go to like some random podunk town in Alabama? It's like, hey, here's our town mascot.
Yeah. Come meet Shooty the gun. So that's sort of.
I feel like that'd be many a town's mascot.
That would be, I probably would be the town that I live in. With Shooty the gun would be.
Also, the town I live in, that Shooty the gun would be great. Like,
yeah, he literally would be at every single like supermarket opening from now till the end of time.
While we're still in Japan, my other sport, near and dear to my heart, going on, literally starting next week, the 4th of July, fucking sumo. That's what we're talking about. Here's what we're going to do, Chase. I'm going to go through everyone competing, and you're going to pick I'm just going to do one. You're going to pick your one favorite. You get one. Right. I'm going to pick my favorite, and this is who we're going to be rooting for. So, we're going to go by ranks. We're going to go top down. I'm going to stop at Mega Shira 2 because I don't really care about there's some. I'll stop at Mega Shira 3. When you get down to like the double digits down there, it's kind of people who like no one really knows. And there's some people there, some names you might recognize if you're a sumo person, but it's whatever. So Yokozuna, there's only one competing. There's Hakuo, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. He's basically the Tom Brady of sumo. This is how fucking good this guy is. So he's awesome. Love me some Hakuo. And the Ozeki levels, you have Terunofuji, you have Takakeisho, Shodai, and Aso
Okay.
The Seki Wake, you have Takayasu, Mita Keumi, Wakataka Kage, Meise.
Excuse me, did you say Wakataka?
Wakatakage.
Wakatakage? I don't know about that.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. He's a Komusubi. And then Mega Shira 1, you have Endo and Daisho. Mega Shira 2, Takanosho and Ichinojo. And Mega Shira 3, Hokuto Fuji and Tobizaru. I will say, Hokuto Fuji is near and dear to my heart. He was one of the guys I first started watching when I found a sumo stream randomly. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, oh, it's this guy. I was like, I'm in right now. Two giant dudes slamming into each other. Give me the name. He's my guy.
Tobizaru sounds like that really quiet kid in middle school that read a lot of fantasy novels. I like Tobizaru.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Tobizaru. Team Tobizaru.
We're on the same level, so I like it. I fucking love it. Can't wait for the tournament. It's gonna be awesome. I love the sumo tournaments. They last like a couple weeks, and they're just a fucking blast. I want to go to one so bad.
I can't wait for Tobizaru to shed off his polo shirt and his cargo shorts, throw down his Lord of the Rings book, just fucking use his body leverage to throw your dude in the crowd.
I fucking believe it. I mean, they'll go up against each other for sure. So it'll be a beautiful thing. We're gonna fucking go head to head here.
I just imagine Tobizaru. I imagine him walking into the ring with like a trombone case and like a backpack.
He's got his glasses that have a little bit of tape on them.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking beautiful thing.
Just enough that his parents scared him to really take care of his glasses from now on.
He's like, yeah, I'm not getting a new pair, so I gotta make these ones last.
Mom said she'd kill me.
You know what won't kill you? A clean set of balls. That's what. It does the opposite, in fact. It makes you feel even more healthy. It brings you life. It gives you such good things. And the way you get those clean balls is from using promo code XFL at Manscaped for 20% off and free shipping. Be healthy, damn it. Go to Manscaped right now. It's for your own health. Do it. Don't be some like slob who's got hairy balls, and just go help yourself. Go get it. Manscaped.com, promo code XFL. You get 20% off and free shipping. Clean them, damn it.
I have no idea why that was so funny to me. Like, I started getting the salty eye from that. Like, I almost dropped tears. That was so fucking beautiful, Jim.
You know what else is beautiful? Week 7 of the NFL and college football. Picks coming at you.
Let's do it, man.
Let's start with these NFL picks. Thursday night, you got Denver at Cleveland. Ooh.
Yeah. So is Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson or any other quarterback going to be Denver's quarterback at this point? It's going to be a Drew Lock. What do you think?
I'm thinking Drew Lock still. I'm thinking it's going to be Drew Lock, and Cleveland's going to win if that's the case.
Yep.
Cincinnati at Baltimore. A potentially interesting game, but I think the Ravens have got that one.
I think that if Baltimore, actually, I'm gonna go the Bengals there. I think if if they can protect Burrow against that Wink Martindale defense, like they're gonna be able to control the clock. Like, you know, if they can get a little bit of a running game, if he's not having to chuck it 50 times a game, like they could like keep away from Lamar. I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
I can see your logic there. Then you have the Washington football team at the Green Bay Packers. It's so interesting to me picking these so far in advance because we don't know, like, is Aaron Rodgers going to be there? What's the whole situation? Because every week it seems less and less likely that he's actually going to be there.
And at this point, like, you've pretty much gone through the fan base, like, love-hate arc of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, at this point, he's chucking up about 3 to 4 picks a game. So do you have Heineke? Do you have –
I wonder if Heineke will be the Fitzpatrick to Fitzpatrick.
I'm going to go Washington.
I'm also going Washington here. If Aaron Rodgers is there, then maybe the Green Bay, but I like Washington. The defense on Washington is insane. And
yeah. If you have a good defensive line that can confuse and contain a player like Jordan Love, because that's what makes Aaron Rodgers so valuable, is his ability to extend plays, to either get outside of the pocket, to, you know, do all these other things that allow for, like, Tanyan and for all the, you know, Devontae Adams and the laser lizard to get open. So I I think, if you have a player who doesn't really know how to move through the pocket yet, Washington feasts.
I think so too. Atlanta Falcons at the Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yep, they're my team, and I'm not super high on the Falcons.
No.
Jets at the Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots are going to get that one. This is kind of going to be an uncontroversial week, I feel. Carolina Panthers at the New York Giants.
I'm going to go with the Giants.
I'm going Carolina here. I can see the Giants though.
I think Carolina's going to be good, but I also think that they're going to be like a kind of like a young, structured team that doesn't know how to win just every game yet.
I think Carolina will be a look like next year team, and they'll be really good.
Yeah.
Kansas City at Tennessee. This game is now fucking. It's a good one.
We're week 7. Do we think that it's at Tennessee? That Tennessee crowd is going to be raucous.
Electric.
Do they have the pieces in the secondary to match up? I don't think they do. I'm going Tennessee.
I think Tennessee wins in a shootout. I think it's going to be. I think you're going to see similar to 2 years ago or 3 years ago with KC, where they were like incredible, but they lost a couple shootouts. I think you might see that. So I think Tennessee wins this one. Detroit Lions at the LA Rams. Goff returns to LA, and Detroit gets to face off against Stafford.
I hope Matthew Stafford takes them on just like a last-second touchdown drive to just be like, I hope you appreciate everything I gave you over the years, you fucking bums. So the Rams.
Rams are winning this one. Eagles at the Raiders.
This feels like a Raiders shit the bed kind of game. And I've been anti-Eagle this entire time.
I was gonna say you've been super low on the Eagles, so what's I can definitely see the Raiders later in the season. I always feel like the Raiders kind of shit the bed somewhere.
Wasn't I like just shit talking just like Philadelphia and like Gritty in general like earlier today even?
Yeah, you were talking with me. I mean, well, it's because fuck the Phillies, but that's fair.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I think I'm on Team Eagles too. It's this late in the season. Maybe the Raiders win in week 8. We'll see. Texans at the Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals. Texans they're gonna get somebody. You can't have all these teams go like winless. Bears at the Buccaneers.
The Bears at the Nears. Well, I don't think that this is any fucking question. The Justin Field era has well started by this point, and that's not the team that I want to face if I'm a young quarterback. So Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's winning that game. I kind of like our style of going. We should like shorten every team name in Tampa Bay to like you got the Ning, you got the Nears, you got the Rays. Rays don't need it, but
yeah, just the A's. That's what we'll call them.
We'll do it with Florida too. You got the Lins. Indianapolis Colts at the San Francisco 49ers.
So
this is a good Sunday night game.
Yeah, and I've been taking this whole like I haven't said that you'll just kind of just like fuck up for no reason yet angle a lot this week, and I'm gonna say that's with San Francisco. So Indiana wins because San and also at this point, how injured is Jimmy Garoppolo?
That's a fair point.
Very, very.
I hate that we're on like the same page for all these NFL picks because I'm also on Indianapolis.
We're literally, we're gonna have like one like mega bowl game that's gonna separate us.
I'm gonna say like watch the college football this week. Just we're like disagreeing on every single one.
Right.
Monday night, New Orleans Saints at the Seattle Seahawks.
At this point, Jameis Winston has thrown for 3,000 touchdowns and 1 interception in the season, and New Orleans just unloads their most dynamic offense ever. Who dat?
I can respect it. I'm going Seattle.
There we go. Finally.
There we go. Finish off on the Monday night game. Let's go to college football. There's a lot of these ones. Let's go App State at Louisiana.
Oh, the Raging Cajuns, they get rowdy down in Lafayette.
God, they do, and this is always a close game. We got Jenna fucking checking in on us, by the way, while we're doing these college football ones. Good evening to you, and good evening to these college football picks. Navy at I'm going Raging Cajuns as well. This is always a close game though. Yep. Navy at Memphis.
This will be a good one. I'm sticking with the Memphis Tigers.
I am saluting our troops in the Navy and going with the midshipmen. Georgia Southern at South Alabama. I am going with another triple option team. I think the triple option feasts on Thursday, and Georgia Southern gets that win.
I'm going to go with you on Georgia Southern.
Friday night, Clemson at Syracuse.
Crazy things happen at Friday night games, dude.
Crazy things happen out Friday night in the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, man.
Do they still play the Carrier Dome?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
1 second. I just realized I forgot to plug in my laptop, and we're about to go dead. So keep talking. I can hear you. I'm going to go with Syracuse. I'm going to say Syracuse gets the win.
He's going with Syracuse. It's not a bad pick. This is a game I could definitely see Clemson kind of like shit in the bed. I just got to go Clemson. Syracuse, they haven't had that juju in them for the last 2 years. Like if this was – they did it once. I just don't think they have it in them this year. Maybe when the game actually comes, I might be betting on Syracuse because it's fun as hell. Like, it's tough.
Wasn't it Syracuse who brought the Trevor Lawrence era like into fruition by just knocking Kelly Bryant the fuck out in their game?
Well, that was yeah, it was. Because they do it again. They were doing the dual threat quarterback situation. I mean, it is a young quarterback, and DJ could be like, I gotta go Clemson. I can't. Sorry. I'm sorry, Syracuse. I love you. I want you to win this, but I can't pick you. Marshall at North Texas.
North Texas.
Yeah, I'm a big North Texas guy, but I'm actually gonna go with the Thundering Herd here. Cal at Oregon. The Ducks versus the Bears.
Both these teams, huh? I am gonna go. I'm gonna go with Oregon.
Yeah, I'm going Ducks here. This will be a close game though. This will probably be close. Cal is really good at keeping it close because that defense is legit. They have a good defense year in and year out.
I feel like I know nothing about Cal. I never hear anything about Cal except for maybe usually the first week or two of the season. Like I hear how they're supposed to be good, and then I just never hear them.
2 years ago, they were on a decent track until their quarterback got injured. And that's 2019 was going to be a good year for him. San Diego State at San Jose State.
Does Nick Starkville still play for San Jose State?
He does indeed, and this is the first week where I will agree with you. Psych! Give me SJSU. They're going to compete for the Mountain West Championship.
I want those mighty Aztec Warriors.
That's fair. I like it. Now we have Saturday. Rutgers at Northwestern.
Ooh, I think Northwestern.
It's tough for me because when Northwestern comes off a successful year, they always have these weird fucking games. So This also is probably I wonder how we're going to do because I'm not taking into account the game they just played and who they're going to play. I'm not thinking about that right now because it's not right in front of me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Rutgers.
Okay. I've put some unreasonable faith in the Fighting Shianos a couple weeks.
I don't remember. I wonder if you picked them against Michigan.
No, I picked them against Ohio State. No,
that's what it was.
No.
You picked them against Michigan, I think.
They might have they might be the big
East,
game.
The East champions.
Yeah.
Your Big Ten East champions, the Fighting Shianos of Rutgers.
It's starting to be pandemonium and Piscataway.
That'd be one of the best things ever if Rutgers won the Big Ten East. Yale at UConn.
Yale.
Yeah, UConn's just terrible. They're kind of on the right track, but give me Yale here. Michigan State at Indiana.
Those well-to-do kids at Yale can afford their own steroids. Indiana. I'm big on Indiana this year.
I'm big on Indiana, and I'm very sour on Michigan State, so that's easy for me. Indiana's getting the dub. UAB at Southern Miss, and the Blazers are going to fucking set these chickens on fire.
I'm going to say this is their one. They're going to get Southern Miss is going to get it done. They're going to play in the only other team in the conference that's had anywhere close to as much turmoil as they've had. So that's how it happens.
Toledo at Central Michigan.
Directional Mich school.
This is the one time I disagree with it might not be the one time, but it's one of the few times I do disagree with it because I actually have Toledo winning the MAC this year. So Toledo is getting this dub here. I don't think Central Michigan gets them down. Kent State at Western Michigan.
Directional Mich school.
This is where I do agree with it, and I take Western Michigan. And I like the Golden Flashes. Purdue at Iowa.
3:00 game. If that game was in West Lafayette, I would be very tempted to jump on Purdue. Mm-hmm. Actually, Iowa's had a real fucked up offseason and everything. I'm going to say Purdue gets it done on the road.
I will think at this point in the season, Braum is kind of coaching for his job a little bit. And that puts a fire in his ass. And I think Purdue gets the upset at Iowa. Western Kentucky at Old Dominion.
Give me the red amorphous blobs, please.
Give me the Hilltoppers. Western Kentucky's getting that dub. Rice at UTSA.
Hootie hoo.
No, give me the Roadrunners. UTSA is getting that win. Rice is bad. Utah State at UNLV.
Utah State.
This is tough. I think Utah State gets it together in like 2 years. I think UNLV gets this win here. Colorado State at New Mexico. Lobos.
I'm gonna go with the Rams though. The Colorado State.
I am with you there. I'm going Colorado State. Louisiana Tech at UTEP.
La Tech.
Yeah, La Tech's getting that dub. Hawaii at Nevada.
Ooh, go
Give
first.
me the Wolfpack. I love Hawaii. I love Hawaii.
I know, and I'm going to flip the script because you went against them. I'm going to say Hawaii here.
I think Nevada's. I have Nevada winning the Mountain West, and it's tough for Hawaii. I think Hawaii. His first year was last year. I think give him another year. Next year they'll be a good team. It's such an interesting school. I fucking love the Rainbow Warriors.
I feel like our first like 3 or 4 shows together were all about just like survival and finding a groove and everything. And now I'm starting to strategize, figure out how I'm going to beat you during the year.
We'll see. We'll see how this fucking goes. Fresno State at Wyoming.
Fresno State at Wyoming. Fresno State's taking it all the way to the Las Vegas Bowl this year.
Give me the Cowboys here. Wyoming at Elevation. I love that we're disagreeing on all these college ones. Fucking UCF at Cincinnati. The premier matchup of the AAC.
Yeah. Finkel and Cincinnati, the Bearcats. I hate Ohio. I hate Cincinnati, but I just as a whole, like not.
I love the Bearcats. So I don't like the city of Cincinnati, but I do like the school. Yeah. Give me the Bearcats here. I think UCF is kind of a little bit on a downturn. Maybe they prove me wrong, but I think it's going to be like Cincinnati, Memphis, and SMU. UCF will still be good, but having like that much coaching turnover that quick is not going to be good for any program.
You can't hit that many home runs in a row picking coaches.
NC State at Boston College.
NC State.
I think Boston College sneaks up and gets him here.
Was it Dorn? Is that his name at NC State? Dave Dorn or something?
Oh, yeah, Dave Dorn.
Yeah.
He's always good for like a 9-win season here and there. Pitt at Virginia Tech.
I'm going to go Pitt.
I'm also going Pitt. Kenny Pickett is going to sail off in the night after his 13th year at Pitt, and he's gonna get it with a W over Virginia Tech. Nebraska at Minnesota. This is an interesting one.
Row the boat, man. I love PJ Fleck.
God, he's a good fucking coach. But I
picked Nebraska so many times. I've done it for you too. I did it for you.
I'm picking them here because they're going to get this win over PJ Fleck. Scott Frost will be coaching at this point, trying his fucking ass off to get to a bowl game, and he needs it. So Nebraska's getting this win here. Iowa State at Kansas State. Farmageddon.
You're going to be at that one, right?
No, I'm at the Oklahoma game for Kansas State.
That's right.
If I can make it to this one too, that'd be Electric City.
Iowa State is going to win the Big 12. Iowa State.
They're going to at least be playing in the championship game, and I think Iowa State wins. I don't care if the spread is over a touchdown. K-State is covering that spread.
That's fair.
But Iowa State's going to get the dub. Oklahoma State at Texas.
God, I want to see Oklahoma State beat Texas in this one. I love it when Oklahoma State beats Texas. That's such like a that just there's like losing like to other schools that like Texas hates, but they kind of respect. They don't fucking respect Oklahoma State in the slightest, and Gundy will let them know all about it. Let's go with that trashy ball. Let's go Oklahoma State.
I'm also on Oklahoma State here. I think it's one of those scenarios where when people sleep on Oklahoma State or like they're not getting a lot of buzz, that's usually when they have a good year.
Yeah,
so I could see them having a pretty fucking good year.
You blink and they're number 8 in the country.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. TCU at Oklahoma. Oklahoma wins, but this one could bite them. Texas Tech at Kansas. And give Lance a couple more years, but they are not getting this win.
Yep, Texas Tech.
Tulsa at University of South Florida. Give me a Golden Hurricane.
Absolutely.
Yeah, have you ever had a Golden Hurricane, my friend?
Is this a concoction of drinking?
This is a very do you know the term water sports on your adult websites?
Oh.
It's where you get a fan, sometimes an industrial fan, and you pee into a fan.
Well, as opposed to a pee tornado, which is where you just pee and spin in a circle.
Exactly, or like the golden shower, like the good R. Kelly move. But this is just a Golden Hurricane. You just pee into a fan and it sprays it right into them.
Yeah, it seems like a good like industrial kind of move. Like you got a lot of people to cover with a lot of pee. You might as well
works. It works, and it's a blast. I'm going Tulsa.
Yeah, same here.
Akron at Miami of Ohio.
Miami of Ohio.
I'm also with you there because Akron, they're kind of on the upward trajectory, but they're still one of the worst teams in college football. So Miami of Ohio is winning this game. Duke at Virginia.
At this point, David Cutcliffe has gone through like a Varsity Blues level drama with his QB1, and now David Cutcliffe is getting the Duke Blue Devils rolling, and they beat the Wahoos of Virginia.
Virginia's winning this game.
You see how I just came up with an entire backstory there? Like something had to happen.
It's believable.
Yeah, I don't want to do it live.
Ball State at Eastern Michigan.
Directional Mich school.
Ball State's going to win this game. Yeah, I hate to say it because Eastern Michigan is my favorite of the directional Mich schools, but Ball State's winning this game. Bowling Green.
David Letterman's.
Bowling Green at Northern Illinois.
I hope Northern Illinois isn't just like terrible this year because I have just without thinking picked them so many times. So Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois is winning. Bowling Green, like I say, Akron is one of the worst teams. Bowling Green is the worst team in college football. I don't remember if I've picked them to win any of these games. I'm going to shoot myself in the face if I have because they are not winning a single game.
All right. Fair enough.
Ohio at Buffalo.
You keep telling me there's some sort of coaching turmoil at Buffalo, so I'm begrudgingly going with the Bobcats.
It's so like Buffalo. I mean, their head coach left. He left late in the cycle, and they had a bunch of players transfer out because of it. And he took his whole staff with him. I think it's going to be a weird, wonky year for Buffalo. Like they still have talent. Don't get me wrong, but I think Ohio is just a well-coached team. Frank Solich has that program like consistently decent for the MAC. And I think they get this win. They're usually at like the top level of the MAC. And I think Buffalo is going to be closer to the bottom this year.
Okay, that's fair.
Troy at Texas State.
Give me the Fighting Men of Troy. They're always good, man. They always figure it out.
They always put out a pretty consistent product. Give me Troy here too. Arizona Wildcats at the Colorado Buffalo Bison. The Bison.
Yeah, give me what's his name? What's the Buffalo's name?
Ralphie?
Yeah, give me Ralphie.
Give me Ralphie. I hate Colorado with all my guts too, but they're gonna win this one. Arizona State at Utah.
Utah.
This Arizona State could be an interesting team, but I think at Utah, this late in the season, they're such a disciplined team that Utah is going to get this win here. Stanford at Washington State.
Stanford, give me that drunken disorderly tree.
Give me the Cougs and my man Rolo all day here. I love it. UCLA at Washington.
This feels like one of the games where, like, going into it, you're always told that like UCLA's turned the corner and that the program's on its way back to like the Troy Aikman days, and then like Washington just wrecks their shit. So I'm gonna go Washington.
I'm going UCLA. I'm gonna ride this train. I'm gonna ride the Chip Kelly train all the way to destruction if I have to. Air Force at Boise State.
Air Force.
Yeah, I was going to say Air Force generally gives Boise State a really tough time compared to other Mountain West teams, but I'm going to go Boise State here in a very close game.
Jenna Reagan with the pick says UCLA.
She's going to UCLA. There we go. Solidarity with Jenna. Let's fucking go. Fighting Chip Kelly's. Miami, Florida at North Carolina.
This is going to be a good game.
This is good. I feel like even if he doesn't start, I feel like this late into the season, De'Aaron King will be back. So Miami should be a fun team at this point.
I think like North Carolina is going to have – I'm going to weave another storyline. North Carolina at this point is going to have like dreams of winning the ACC and being like a top like 5 team in the playoff, and I think it's the U that's going to knock them off the pedestal.
I like the storyline, but I think North Carolina is winning this one. And I hate that because I hate rooting for Mac Brown.
There you go.
Vanderbilt at South Carolina. This is the game of the week that somebody has to win.
Are you ready for this? Let's go, Vandy.
I was going to say, don't tell me you're taking Vandy. Fuck.
I'm doing it. Smart kids. They're going to engineer a way to win somehow.
Fuck, dude. Because I wanted to take Vandy too. You know what? Fuck it. I am. We're on this. We're disagreeing enough. We could agree on this one. Vanderbilt is going to beat South Carolina. Army at Wisconsin.
Army. I'm going Army.
I'm going Wisconsin. I think the style that Wisconsin plays of like pound it out is kind of like this game is going to go by like a fucking flash with how much clock is going to get run here. I think Wisconsin gets this win.
I trust the cadets to be able to use scheme to defeat size. Like that's what they have. That's what that's what their program is based on pretty much. So yeah. I think that the Army Golden Knights can outthink the Wisconsin Badgers.
I do think whoever has the ball last in this game wins.
Yeah. So they're going to kick it off. Someone's going to run it really close. It's going to be halftime. They're going to kick it off again, and then someone is going to – Yeah.
Texas A&M at Missouri. This is a good one.
Nah. Missouri's going to suck. Texas A&M.
I don't think Missouri's going to suck. I think actually Missouri gets Texas A&M here with a fucking pop-up, and Missouri wins this game.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
I hate Missouri, but I also hate Texas A&M, so that was hard and easy at the same time. Ole Miss at Tennessee.
Hotty toddy.
Yeah, fuck Tennessee forever. Ole Miss is winning that one. I'm kind of high on Ole Miss and the Lane Train in general. Kentucky at Georgia.
So it's not as like sneakily competitive as Kentucky and Florida, but it is still one of those games that's a little bit more competitive than you always expect it to be. But I'm going to go Georgia.
I'm also going Georgia here. Florida at LSU. Is this a revenge spot for the Gators?
All right. So it says time TBA. They're going to make sure that this kicks off at 9:00. It sounds like Florida is playing football inside of a drum, and you can smell the whiskey on the field. They get fucking buck wild at night in Death Valley. Go Tigers.
Yeah, if it was at Florida, maybe I'd go Gators, but if it's at fucking Death Valley.
Dude, Death Valley.
You know what? Give me the Gators. I feel like this late in the season, I don't know if LSU will be playing for anything at this point.
Dude, it is hands down the most hostile.
I need to go.
Atmosphere.
I want to go so bad. I need to go.
I saw the year they won the national championship with Matt Mock. That's when all my friends from high school ended up going to LSU. And they were all freshmen that year. I went down to visit them. They were playing as La Tech. Someone came out of the tunnel wearing a La Tech jersey. Who cares? It's La fucking Tech. Nachos, whiskey bottles. Like, this man was bleeding. It was amazing.
Death Valley is insane. I need to go. I'm still going Florida here. I think LSU won't be playing for much in Florida. We'll be playing for a playoff spot. Auburn at Arkansas. Speaking of revenge games. Speaking of fucking revenge games. Give me the fucking Woo Pig Suey.
God, it's just there's nothing I love more than kicking the ever-loving shit out of Auburn. And we're just gonna fucking put our foot we're going to get in that ass is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We're going to spray paint. Arkansas was here. Step out of that ass. Leave it open.
Woo Pig Suey. Arkansas
you said it, brother.
Fucking game. It's not going to be particularly close, I think. Alabama at Mississippi State.
All right,
watch out, Crimson Tide. Watch out.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I'm here to tell you, like, there have been coaches in the SEC that are like, how are we going to take out Nick Saban? It's like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to out Nick Saban. We're just going to recruit the biggest players. We're going to recruit the fastest players. Never works. And then the other guy gets hired, and he's like, we're just going to, we're going to have this killer scheme where we're going to be able to throw the foot, and that doesn't work either. They're just bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, they're smarter, they smell better probably. I want to say, like, their SAT scores are, better. They say please and thank you. There's just fucking Alabama's gonna roll.
To me, it all depends. Like, the one thing above all else you need to defeat Alabama, Nick Saban Alabama, is you need a generational talent at quarterback. And I don't know if Mississippi State has it. I think Matt Corral is a fucking great quarterback at Ole Miss. Yeah. And that offense is what keeps them competitive.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Like, it's year 2 technically of the air raid, and usually it takes 3 years for it to fully warm up. I think this year that it's a surprisingly close. It's close at halftime, and then Alabama pulls away. Alabama's winning this game, though.
Yeah, you can surprise them with scheme for maybe a few minutes of a quarter, and then they're gonna correct and kick the living shit out of you.
Mm-hmm. Liberty at Louisiana Monroe.
I'm gonna go with the Monroe, Louisiana Monroe.
Okay. I'm going Liberty here. BYU at Baylor, the battle of the Christian schools.
Mm-hmm. Oof. I'm gonna go BYU. I'm gonna take BYU.
I think Baylor. Give me Baylor. I think Baylor gets that dub there. That'll do it for the NFL and college football picks for Week 7. I feel like we disagreed plenty on college football and agreed on a lot of those NFL ones. Interesting to see how that's going to go. Oh, goodness. So
variety is the spice of life. Like, we just, like, you poured your Apple Jacks and I pulled the little box of Lucky Charms.
Exactly. Let the people choose what they want. We lay out the buffet. They take the picks that they want.
Some people might like Special K, and those people are fucking serial killers.
Those people are literal psychopaths. So I'm going to go with what's going on in the garage right now, and there's a lot going on. We got a lot of big stuff planned for July. We're going to tease you a little bit right here because there might be a little thing going on with me and my boy Lupine Fiasco here this month. We're going to get more into that next week. Trust me. We'll give you the whole deets on that. But there's some shit going on. And not just in the gymnasium. The garage in general has a lot. June was fucking jam-packed. July is looking to be even more packed. That's what I'm going to say about that. This year has been fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's it seems like every like 2 or 3 weeks I've got something new going on, and it's huge and feels like it's going to be life-changing. So, yeah, there's we're not just talking oil changes. There's gonna be some cool shit going down in the garage
for sure. And then
cabin air filters, all that stuff.
So much shit. And specifically for this podcast, when the dead season rolls around, obviously there'll at least be a sumo tournament to talk about. But if there's in between basketball, hockey, and football, while we're previewing the NFL and the college football and everything like that, we're going to be talking more about that probably mid to late August. We're going to have some stuff here. Maybe we'll go through some like movie reviews. Maybe we'll do like a top 10 list of something. There's a lot we can do. There's going to be a lot going on. And if anyone has any suggestions, fucking tweet us. I'm at XFL Jim. He's at of Oaklawn on Twitter. Let us know what you guys want to be listening and hearing, because we'll do anything. We're like trained seals sometimes. We're not above anything.
Yeah, man. We're not just experts in sports. We're experts in the sport of life. And that sport is full contact, baby.
And my final point of the garage is I've had people kind of ask certain questions. Like, I remember I got on Twitter, someone asked how I got a license, and I was like, I gave it to myself. People have been asking me where all the gym stuff is. There is an extended gym universe, if you are unaware. So there are gyms literally everywhere. If you've watched any of the stuff I do, I'm XFL Jim. You've seen X League Jim. He's helped me out plenty of times. You've seen him on the Rampage tour. You've heard the voice of MLB Jim at certain points in time. There's an NFL Jim. He's kind of a douche. There's a fucking DMV Jim. There's gyms literally everywhere. You don't see us all the time, but we're there. There's an interconnection between garages that all the gyms can access that's not privy to everyone else. This will all be explained through the Rampage tour going on behind the scenes as we speak. This will all be revealed hopefully by the end of this year. Your eyes will be open and you'll be privy to the information that is the extended gym universe. That's all I'm going to say on that one for now.
That works. I'm titillated.
There's a lot going on.
I'm exciter-baited even.
You fucking better be. And we're going to finish off, as we do many times on the Jimnasium, with our 3 bets for the week. Let's fucking go.
I put them in our handy spreadsheet, Jim. I got 3 bets in our spreadsheet.
He's a beautiful spreadsheet fucking smart man here. So it's the yin to my yang. I am a man who lives in a garage and sleeps on the floor. He is a very proper businessman who actually knows how to operate spreadsheets.
Yeah, it's my thing. It's what I do. I'm a spreadsheet monkey.
It's kind of hot, not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. I live under that plaid sky. So tomorrow, in my new favorite event, we've got Croatia playing against, I believe, Spain, and make sure I got that right. Yeah, Croatia, Spain. I think Croatia's got a fantastic chance to win this game. I saw them earlier on Bovada at plus 500, and I am all about that. Croatia on the money line, plus 500. Spain is not the same Spain that was winning World Cups and Euro tournaments, a decade ago. They really did not have a strong showing throughout this tournament. They beat Slovakia 5-0. Everyone beat Slovakia, and what you don't realize about the Slovakia score was that 2 of those were own goals by Slovakia. So they beat Slovakia 3-0. Soft goals there. Croatia has grinded it out. They are always way better than people realize, and they're always in it in the last 8 and the last 4. It's just the checkerboard bastards know how to kick a soccer ball around. So Croatia money line plus 500 tomorrow.
My first bet is actually going to be on the same sport. I'm going to go with my favorite waffle team, Belgium, over Italy on the money line this Friday.
Hot shit right there. That's going to be a good game.
It's going to be such a good game.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. These, in my opinion, these are the 2 best teams in the whole tournament, and I think just the plus money on Belgium just gives it to me. And I love this team. I'm going to root for them. And it's always nice. Some people like to do emotional hedges. I am not one of those people. Belgium is going to get this dub.
Yeah, dude, I hate hedges. Fucking bet on yourself. That's how you get it done. Don't throw away money not betting on yourself. That sounds fun. I think the goal that Italy gave up against Austria was the first goal that they conceded in over 1,000 minutes. It's something's got to give. My next one I'm doing tomorrow. I was so damn close on a friggin' money line Major League Baseball parlay today. That would have paid bonkers, and I'm gonna try it again. Try it again tomorrow. I got the Reds playing against. Let me pull it up.
Skeet. Fucking skeet. While you're looking that up, I'm going to give my second pick. I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns to close out the series and win, covering the spread, minus 5.5. Love the Suns here. I think the Clippers are just dead. They're dead in the water.
All right. That works. Okay. So starting off with the Reds over the Phillies. Got that at minus 150. The Phillies won today against the Mets. No big deal. They give up a lot of runs, a ton of runs. I've got the Rockies minus 128, and it looks like they are playing against the Pirates, who somehow just got a win today. Rockies are always way better at home. The Brewers minus 140 against the Cubs. The Cubs are playing right now. After this game, they have to fly to Milwaukee. I know that's not as big of a deal as it was, when they had to take fucking trains. But that's a lot of travel for a next day series. So I say the Cubs are out of it. and Milwaukee wins. I'm taking the Cardinals minus 158 at the Diamondbacks. And last but not least, the Angels plus 125. I think the Angels, like, they had a 5-game skid. They had a really good game against the Rays. I think the Angels are going to get it done against the Yankees. Shohei Ohtani is the fucking truth.
God, he's the fucking man. My final pick, I'm saving the parlays for my picks and parlay videos, but I've got my fucking pick right here. The Montreal Canadiens are going to win game 1. People don't think they can do it. Carey Price is going to pull it out. I don't think they'll win the series, but it's going to be, I don't know who's going to win. Yeah. It's going to be a fucking game set. It's going to be a 7-game series, in my opinion. I think the Canadians come out and shock the world, plus 170 on the money line. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if the movie Happy Gilmore holds the same place in the heart of hockey players as it does with golfers, but I feel like if I were Carey Price and I made some saves and some dude was all like, "Oh, about it is wrong, bitch," that would be my move right there.
Oh yeah.
All right, last thing I got. I'm taking. I say the Suns close out the series. And I'm gonna take them in the spread. There's not a whole lot of value in the money line. I think they're gonna separate enough that they'll get the 6 points to cover at minus 110.
Yep, you and me are both on the Suns there. That'll do it for us here at the Jimnasium. What a fucking jam-packed episode. You know, when we were coming in, I was like, when I was writing the script for today, I was like, there's not really a lot going on. But then when we get into it, our minds are just flowing. Yeah. It's a fucking blast.
You underestimated my ability to not be able to shut the fuck up.
Dude, I underestimated both of our abilities. So where can the people find you, my man?
I'm on Twitter at of Oaklawn. Also, I do a little stream with my buddies with On the Wrong Lead with at Wrong Lead and or on Twitter. I never get it right. I probably fucked this up. Sorry, Josh. And I'll be on America's Best Racing on Friday with our boy Blackjack Fletcher and Summer Rae Danielle Monnier of the WWE formerly. And I'll just be getting super excited for the next episode of the Jimnasium. That's what I'll be doing.
What it's all about here, folks. You know where you can find me. I'm XFL Jim at XFL Jim on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at XFL_Jim on Twitch. Hopefully next week, and I can kind of bring back the editing streams. It was just fucking doesn't always work out, but hopefully I can bring it back. And you can always find me on YouTube. The Rampage tour is going to be ramping up here in the fall with football and everything going on. It's going to be beautiful. And as always, the Jimnasium is everywhere, folks. We're on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere you can find it. Better Than Vegas will be uploaded literally tomorrow. If you're watching this on Better Than Vegas, follow us both because we're fucking making you money, folks. That'll do it for us here at the Jimnasium. That'll do it from us here at the Garage. We love you guys. Have a great fucking week.